Okay, so my name is Gary. I work at the Art and Design Department, supporting graphic design, UX, UI, visual arts, interior design, and interior architecture programs. My background is in fine arts. I work in graphic design, branding, and UX design for companies like Chanel, Brooks Brothers, 23andMe, and Cosmo Lab. So with us today is Ivan Trujillo, who specializes in packaging design, branding, UX design, and work for companies like Kimberly Clark Corporation, Acuity Brands, Nice Limited, and Ethium IDEO. He's also a freelance designer who has worked for projects like Dunhill, Puma, Safeway, Lexus, Samsung, Emory University, and Maryland Jager Skin Care. Yvonne is currently our program director of graphic UX and interactive design at UC Berkeley Extension. He'll be presenting this presentation. So during the presentation, you could drop your questions in the Q&A box on the bottom on the control panel, and we'll have few pauses to answer questions throughout the presentation. So with us today is Ivan Trujillo. So take over this presentation.
Hi everyone. Thank you for coming and joining us today to our online information session for the professional program in UX design. I have a master in fine arts in graphic design with emphasis in package design and product design. And I've been the director of the programs over here at Extension since 2014. And I've been teaching for the university for more than a decade now. So let's just, begin with our presentation and talk about what's happening with the specific user experience design field and the growing possibilities that are within this industry. So like UX is in high demand right now because most companies have realized that user experience is needed at many different levels. And so organizations are hiring UX designers to like troubleshoot issues that they might have with their websites or their applications. And, it doesn't only work for digital spaces, but it works also for, like UX designers basically fix a lot of problems from, like fixing like garages to kitchens to stores like Target or IKEA or anything like of those. UX designers are, like an essential aspect for any organization. And so it is, like in high demand. The Bureau of Labor of Statistics projects a 13% increase in job opportunities in the UX design field from now until 2028. And that's growing faster than most industries at the moment. Some industries, the average growth in a decade, normally it's like 2, 1, 3, 4%. And UX and motion graphics are right now in hot demand. So let's do a little bit something interactive for the audience. Go ahead and type what is UX design? What's your understanding of UX design? And Gary, when we start getting the answers, go ahead and read those out loud, please.
Yeah, so put your concept of user experience design in the Q&A box, and then we'll share with everybody.
Anything that comes to mind. We're not gonna judge anyone in terms of like getting it right or getting it wrong. Most people, like whatever your understanding is, go ahead and plug it in.
Nothing has come through yet. Oh, there's one. Okay. Designing how a user interacts with a product, whether it's usable, enjoyable, or useful, etc.
That is correct.
Thank you, Hannah, for that. Anybody else? There's one, designing digital experiences from beginning to end, including everything from interactive point.
That is right. Yeah.
The process of designing the experience for user, what, when, where, and how someone uses a product, and how the person is, oh, and who the person is.
Okay. Yes, that's correct. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think that's all we have.
So in the meantime, for just in case somebody else wants to add something to the chat, we are going to have like certain slides in which we're gonna pause for answering questions. So like at any given time during this presentation, if you have a question, go ahead and type it out and send it our way, and then we will answer those questions when we have that pause. All right, so, and just to clarify a little bit, you know, perhaps for those of you that are sort of like coming to this presentation for an overall understanding of what UX might be, because sometimes we have noticed that people like are in the presentations, but they don't know really what the field it's about. They just have heard that there's good money, that there's employment, and they want to give it a try. So just to like clarify what that is, so UX design can be, you know, what people mention in the chat, but also it's a gestalt approach to interactive media design by using a collection of elements to form a whole unit. It can be the emphasis on the human side of human-computer interaction and its effective results in individuals, or the human performance aspect of interface design, which relates to the field of ergonomics. And again, you know, UX design can be applied to any instances of life. Like I said, at the beginning, if one wants to apply UX to your own garage or to your own kitchen and the way that you're gonna navigate and find those different like kitchen utensils or plates or dishes or glasses or whatever it is, then there are ways to organize that. And the same thing with, you know, like someone's tools in the garage, and how do we navigate that garage that is not a mess and things like that, right? So like we will teach you how to apply to interfaces and the like, but also, of course, it can be applied to just basic things in offices or homes or whatever the case might be. So here we're pausing for a little bit and see if you have any questions. So like go ahead and type them out in the Q&A box, and we will be happy to answer those.
Yeah, so there's one from Neha. Most of the required courses in the program currently are online fixed date. Will you have any live online classes in the future?
Yes. So what normally happens in the spring semester is that we start with the live online classes like January and February, and then in March we have the online asynchronous classes. If online doesn't work for you, it's not your preferred method, Then we will have classes again starting in the summer semester, which is early June, and we will have those available for the required courses.
And when are the courses offered?
When?
Yeah.
In March, we offer all the required courses and electives. We have some electives like web design and let me see, web design and the qualitative methods, like starting in March, and as well as with all the different 6 required courses. And again, those begin in June in the 2 formats.
Okay, it looks like we do not have any questions currently, so we can move on with the presentation. We'll come back again with more Q&A later.
Okay, thank you. So we are here using Berkeley Extension to meet, like your needs as a student. And so like those needs can be reflected in many different ways as people come from different walks of life. Some of you might be looking at career change, so we are here for that. Some of you might be here for career advancement because maybe you learned on the go and you don't have the knowledge that comes of, like knowing in a way theoretically, like how things happen. And so we are here for that too, to, like close that gap that one might have. We're here to develop a strong UX foundation so that you have an understanding of how the field works and how can you navigate the field and how can you become a professional UX designer. And we're here to help you develop a specific UX skills so that when you are finishing with the program, then you can, start applying those and start working as a UX professional. And also, we're here to help you develop your portfolio. Every course in our programs, where is required electives, will be hands-on with activities that will lead to a final portfolio project. And then if your goal is to apply to grad school, then we help you develop that professional portfolio because that's a key aspect for applying to grad school or for employment purposes. So let's talk about our program. Our program has 6 required courses and 1 elective. So like it is a total of 14 academic units in 7 courses. All the courses are going to be 2 units. And the way that we have designed the program is that it can be done part-time or it can be done full-time, depending of your availability and depending of your specific needs. So the average time of completion normally is 1 to 2 years. So like if you're doing it part-time and all you can take is 1 course per semester, that will be 7 semesters, that will be 2.5 years. We only have 3 semesters during our academic year. We have the spring semester that runs from January to May, but we have courses that begin in January and end in March, and we have some courses that begin in March and end in May. So there are opportunities to take 2 courses perhaps in the spring semester. The summer semester runs between June to the end of August, and the fall semester like starts in September and ends in December. if you want to do the program full-time, it will take as little as 2 semesters. You can do 4 courses in the first semester and 3 in the second semester. However, I want to make a clarification here, like if you're working full-time, we recommend you to take only like 1 to maximum 2 courses. If you're not working, then you can take a full-time load. Normally we meet once a week for 3 hours in the classroom in the evening from like 6 to 9 p.m. And sometimes Saturday classes too are available because we know the majority of our students are working professionals. So we want to work with you in terms of the schedule that works for you and giving you that kind of flexibility to take courses in the evenings or on Saturdays. And there's an average of 6 hours of homework per class. And so you'll have a total of 9 hours for each course that you take with us. And let's talk about the program itself. So like the program has 6 required courses and are the ones that appear over here. They have a number in this presentation, and also this is the way that the courses appear on our website. So we want to like recommend you to take it in that specific order as much as you can, specifically for those that don't have a design background. So you start with the essentials of UX design, which is a survey course of the UX design field, and it explains to you how the overall field functions and what kind of like possibilities are in there. And so in that course, we will teach you a little bit of the what you see from course 2 to 6, because those are going to be specific, like topics of the field. So we want you to understand what that is. And then in course number 2, it will be fully dedicated to diagramming and prototyping from low fidelity to high fidelity. Course number 3 will be visual design principles. And that course, it's good for the graphic design program, and it's good for the UX design program. And so we want you to learn the fundamentals of like those design principles, because if you learn those principles, you will know what to do when it comes to designing a website or an application. So like in that course, you learn a little bit of like color theory, typography, navigational systems and interactions, and the Gestalt design of the Gestalt principles of design. And then, again, all of those courses have a project in mind, and we work, like every week you develop a piece that is gonna fit the final project. So like we want you to work, 1 week at a time, building specific aspects that will go into your final outcome, so that you can have a portfolio worthy piece by the time you finish the course. And then in user research, you will learn different methodologies for qualitative and quantitative research, as well as usability testing. And in information architecture and content strategy, the first 6 weeks will be dedicated to content strategy, in which you will learn to audit like websites, find the voice and tone of communication that the organization might have, and have some aspects of search engine optimization as well as accessibility. And in information architecture, you will learn, those are the 6 remaining weeks. This course is a 12-week. And in those 6 final weeks, you will learn like task flows, sitemaps, content organization. You will have several exercises like of tree testing and gosh, Gary, I'm blanking out with the cards that they do in information architecture.
They also do chunking, examining the structure of the website, and do tree
testing.
yeah. Yes, and also prototyping as well.
Yes, thank you. And then in user interface design,
and also card sorting.
Card sorting, that's what I was blanking with. Thank you. And then in user interface design, you will have a final prototype. Normally in this class, you work with classmates, sort of like a group project. And then you have a final outcome of something that you want to design from the beginning, or maybe it will be a redesign of certain aspects that might not be working for an organization. So you will build your own case study if that's your goal. And then there are all these different electives that are here on the list, from like UX design portfolio to a specific qualitative or quantitative methods of research. This semester, like those electives don't run every semester. Some of them run in a spring, some of them run in the summer, and some other ones run in the fall semester. And so like this semester, we have run in UX design portfolio, which we recommend you to take last after you have taken the other courses, so that you can, like put your final portfolio together in really good quality shape, and will help you with interviews. We bring, like specific guest speakers that are gonna talk to you about like job search, landing jobs, interview skills. And then we have like designers that are gonna meet you one-on-one to check on your portfolio. And so they will be giving you feedback on how to improve your pieces before you start applying for jobs. This semester, we are running the qualitative research, design implementation, and methods. We are running also the web design with HTML and CSS3, and the Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign courses. The other courses that I didn't name will be offered either in summer or fall semester. Here, one more thing before we move to the before we move along. The required courses are going to be offered in all of the different semesters, in spring, summer, and fall. And this will be on a specific semester, like those will appear on the website, and I will walk you through that in a little bit to show you how that works. And so electives, yes, one is one is what you need for completing the program with the 14 units. But at extension, I also wanted to let you know that you need to sign up for a full program in case you are looking for just career advancement, and you might need, like web design with HTML, or you want to be a researcher rather than a designer when it comes to UX. So like we'll recommend you like qualitative and quantitative courses, right? If you want to focus more on the design aspect, then we will, like recommend, for instance, accessibility in UX design or service design as electives. And so you can reach to us along the way after, if you decide to sign up for the program, when it comes to academic advising and you are unsure, then we're here to, like guide you and help you answer your questions. Here is our technology and what we recommend. Since we are taking the courses at the moment remotely, we recommend that students have an Apple MacBook, 16GB memory RAM, or a PC with similar capabilities, and also Adobe membership, at least for the time that you are taking the visual design principles, because you're gonna need Illustrator and Photoshop. And also if you desire to like make an interactive mockup, then Adobe XD is part of that collection too. Another software that you might use, with us, it's Sketch, Figma, InVision, Principle, or any other thing that your instructor recommend you. A lot of these software are gonna be free or are gonna be inexpensive for the students because there are student memberships. But wait until you get to the specific course to find out what the software is that the instructor is recommending you to use. So they will let you know that on the first meeting of class or on the first interaction they have with you with the online asynchronous courses. All right, time to pause again.
We do not have any, actually we do, hang on for 1 second. When do I learn about upcoming courses?
So upcoming courses, like if you sign up to be to receive our newsletter, an email communications, we will send you that every first of the month. We will let you know what courses are available with direct links so that you can see what's in there. My best recommendation is that you come at the beginning of the, before the semester begins. Now knowing that our spring semester like have courses starting in January and February and March, that you come sort of like before the semester begins and you will see what courses are available in that specific semester. If you are planning to join for the summer semester, come in May, early May, and sign up for your courses so that you find the course that you want and the course that you need in the sequence, because courses tend to, at times tend to fill out several weeks before the semester begins.
Can I enroll in the program as an international student?
We're not accepting international students at the moment with visas or any of that because we are remote and lawfully international students need to be on ground. However, if you are an international student, you want to take the courses live online or asynchronous, then you can do that. And so we're welcoming everyone at the moment.
So will classes ever be hybrid or in person, or will hybrid online always be be an option?
It's hard to tell at the moment because the university has not made that decision yet. At the moment, we are live online, and which means that you will meet with your instructor and your classmates through Zoom. And we also use Canvas as our learning management system. And for the online asynchronous, we use Canvas primarily. Like you will interact with your classmates through that specific platform and with your instructors. And then there are office hours that are set up for every course for you to check in with your instructor. And the summer semester has been planned the same, live online and asynchronous. For the fall semester, we don't know yet. So I can only tell you for what's current, and we don't normally do hybrid classes. We haven't done hybrid classes in the professional programming user experience. So the answer for that is no. Just to be clear.
And what if we only want to take 2 to 3 courses out of the program and do not need a certificate at all? Can we still enroll?
Yes, you are more than welcome to enroll. As I explained a while back, if that's your goal only for career advancement, you only want to know a very specific type of skill, yes, at extension, you can do that with us. You can join for the courses that you want, that you need, with the only exception that for the user interface design course, you will need to take as a prerequisite essentials of UX design. Or be a working professional UX designer, but then you have to submit your portfolio for clearance.
Okay, I think that's all the questions we have, so we can move on with our presentation.
Okay. So here are the professionals that you will learn from. We don't have everybody in this presentation, but what I'm gonna do is mention the classes that they teach so that you have an idea. And if you want to look at them at LinkedIn or anything like that, by all means. Manny Darden, he's a senior UX designer and instructor, and he works for Apple. He teaches our user interface design course. Jules Sepperson, she's a head of research and an instructor and works for Square. And she teaches the qualitative UX methods that begins in March. Dr. Jennifer Romano, she is a senior user experience researcher and a strategist, a coach, educator, and author, and a keynote speaker, and works for Google. And she teaches the user research course, as well as the accessibility in UX design. Pamela Wong, she's a product development engineer and an instructor and works for Ford Motor Company. And she teaches the web design with HTML and CSS3. And Josh Halsett, he's a senior manager, a brand activist, an educator, and an author, works for Opportun, and he teaches accessibility in UX design and visual design principles too. And on this second slide, we have Scott LeCount. He's a US content designer, writer, mentor, and instructor. He's a freelancer and teaches content strategy. Deborah Michelides, she's a UX consultant and instructor. She's also a freelancer and teaches the essentials of UX design. And Sarah Fatalab, a social designer, UX researcher, and an instructor, and works for herself. She teaches the user research course as well as the service design course. Rakesh Padwari is a product design manager and an educator, works for Facebook, and teaches information architecture. And Earl Friedberg is a UX lead, instructor, and mentor, and works for Google and teaches content strategy. And here, here is where you learn. Like, this is a sneak peek of our classroom facilities, but at the moment we are not there. We are located in San Francisco in downtown. However, in the interim, we are online learning. And so live online, as I explained, via Zoom and Canvas. And also we have the fixed date online asynchronous courses via Canvas, primarily with live office hours that you can connect with your instructor via Zoom. And we highly encourage you to use the office hours and connect with your instructors. So here is what you need to do, like for earning your award of completion. Number one, you register for the program, and I will show you how to do that on the website. Complete courses with grade of C or better. You will pay for each course individually, and prices are available on the website. I will show you that too. And then after you complete your 6 required courses and your elective, then you will earn your award of completion. Here, like number 2, for UC Berkeley extension, like C- and D types of grades are not necessarily passing grades. We offer those grades, but in case a person wants to transfer to a different university, but for you to meet the program requirements, it has to be a C or a higher grade. And what our graduates going to do? So like they going to do big things, and here we have a sampling of our students. Stacey Walter, she's a UX research associate at Google. Lisa Jacquiot, she's a product design lead at Airwallex. Oscar Coe, it's founding design manager at Nova Credit. And Clara Asulay, she's an interaction designer at Google Maps. Ramin Partovi, he's a UX UI designer at iTrade Network Inc. And Sana Maksud, she's a UX designer at Amazon. And I will show you on the website how to get to them. We have a blog that is called Voices, and we do post about our students and let you know their stories and their journeys into like becoming a UX designer and finding employment and all of that. So I will highly recommend you to go and read those stories because they can clarify different things for yourself. So what's next? You already by signing for this info session, you already created your free student account, which start with an X number and there are 6 digits. So like that step, it's already met. We highly encourage you to enroll in a course, and that course, if you are experiencing for the first time UX, we recommend you to sign up for Essentials of User Experience Design, which begins in March. If you're doing it full-time, take the first 4 courses or the first 3 courses that appear on the website and move along that way, like when you're signing up for those courses. And then sign up for our monthly email and newsletter, and that way you get reminders about when courses are offered and that kind of information. Sometimes we run events that are design focused, and so we want you to participate in those. And here for this presentation, all the images that were project-based were done by our former students. And so it's always good to provide credit with, like those folks that you're working with in a project, and in this case, in the presentation. And here to the right, it's a small sampling of an event that we had for the portfolio review, in which we will match you with a designer and through breakout groups, and they can see you individually and then give you feedback on how to improve like those different pieces that you have within your portfolio. And Gary, do we have any questions at the moment?
Yeah, so one of the questions is, do we have to take the classes continuously? Can we take a break between semester?
You can take a break in between semesters. That's totally fine. The maximum time of completion for the program, it's 3 years. So like the moment that you sign up for the first class, you have 3 years to complete the program.
Can I be successful in this program if I don't have any design background?
Yes, we will teach you all the necessary steps from that week number 1 to either week number 10 or 12, and walk you through all of those different aspects of each course. So the program is set up to make everyone successful, but of course you need to like do your part in terms of like doing your assignments, doing your exercises, your readings, and any of the activities that are set up for the program, for the course.
Can I take the courses out of order?
We don't recommend you to take the courses out of order because they build upon each other. And so like my best recommendation is follow the sequence that you are that you see on the website. So if you can only take 1 course per semester, like do the one on top first, and then walk your way through all the way down to course number 6, and you can take your elective at any given time. If you want to do it full time, like then take the first 4 courses simultaneously, and then the remaining 3 courses on the second semester.
So can we share some of the student work projects?
Yeah, we can do that. If we have time, I can show you some portfolios. Gary, do you have the list by any chance that
I do not have the list with me, but I can double check. In any case, it's on a website. So each course, if you click in, visit each course page, under course description, there's a link, external link, that will send you to the student work website.
Oh, that's correct. I forgot.
So it will give you an idea of what each course entails and what you will see from the students' work.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Thank you.
So how many hours per day of classes if I'm taking it as full time?
We do 3 hours in the evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and also like some Saturdays might have classes available too. And then you meet only once a week for like 10 meetings or 12 meetings. And then there are 6 hours of homework per course, give and take. Sometimes it's going to be 5, sometimes it's going to be 7. So the average is 6 per course. A total of 9 hours for each course on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I think that's all we have right now.
Okay, so before I walk away from here to show you the website, in case that you have any other questions, you can find us at extension-UX-design@berkeley.edu, and our website is extension@berkeley.edu/spos/UXdesign.html. And we will bring this again after showing you the website. Gary, can you see the website?
Yes.
Okay. From this screen, right?
Yeah, from the website, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So here is our landing page for the professional programming user experience design. Here is all the information in the center left, like the estimated cost of the program. If you navigate down, like there will be the FAQs. So you're more than welcome to click on that. They appear on the bottom of this page. And here there's some other relevant information about the program. So like go ahead and read that. And here is all the explanation about our curriculum requirements, like what I explained, 6 required courses, that all of them are 2 units and 1 elective for a total of 14 semester units and 222 hours of instruction. And then to register for the program, like you scroll down all the way over here, like click on that link, and then it is a one-time fee of $100 for like the register office, like processing all of your like certificate and the grades and all of those different aspects. And yeah, just follow the on-screen instructions there. And here are some videos about this is a graduate, Clara. This is one of our instructors, and this is this presentation that has been recorded, and the FAQs begin over here. And then here to the right-hand side, you will see the required courses. So like here is the same sequence that I showed you in the presentation. Again, if you can only take one course per semester, like walk your way through from top to bottom, right? Like that will be 6 semesters. You can take your elective at any given point. Like you don't have to wait until the end for that if you have a particular interest. And then here, let me walk you through each of the courses. So here at the beginning, you see the course description, the prerequisites, course outline, what are the main objectives, what is that you're gonna learn. We don't mention everything because it becomes too long, but like you're gonna see these aspects in your course and a little bit more. And then like here are the different methodologies in which we'll teach you that content. So like the ways that you will learn. And then here it tells you like what course is next. Again, if you're doing it part-time. Normally here, like if you come at the beginning of the semester, there are like 2 or 3 options for each course. So it will tell you the dates, the type of the format. So like at this moment for all the required courses, they're gonna be online fixed date, which is asynchronous. You will do it, on your own time, right? There are like weekly assignments, there are like deadlines and things that you gotta do. And so here are the dates from March 11 to May 27. If you click on the instructor's name, there will be a bio so that you can learn a little bit more of your instructor. And then here is the cost for the course. And if you click in there, then you will follow all the on-screen instructions. Same here, equipment, software, required materials, and section materials is normally your book, and we will tell you if it's mandatory or if it's recommended. And Gary, am I missing anything? Oh, here in the section details, hold on. Oh no, that's the same thing that I clicked already. Yeah, nothing else. It's like needed there. Let me go back to the electives. Interesting. Just give me 1 second. Gary, you're there, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I think Yvonne has experienced some technical issue. Yeah, so I'm also going to drop our voices block link into a Q&A box. So you can just take a look at that. So we have like some block interviews with our previous alumni. Where are they now, sort of thing. We share their success story. So we'll be in a chat box here. You can click on it so you can visit that and see where they're at. And I,
Can you see this, Gary?
no, no, you're not sharing your screen yet.
Hmm.
You stopped sharing a while ago.
Yeah, hold on.
And also, if you have any more questions later on, obviously, whenever it pops in your head, you can always send us an email to our department inbox. It's extension dash uxdesign@berkeley.edu.
Okay, I'm back. Can you see this?
Yeah, I'm seeing the voices block right now.
Okay, so like, sorry about that glitch. If you come over here and type UX design and then hit search, then you're gonna find like all these different articles about, like our UX designers. Some of them are instructors, some of them are students. So like if you click in anybody's profile, then there are these are the stories that I mentioned previously. So I'll invite you to like read, like all these stories, get informed. Some students like drop course titles, and they drop also like instructors' names, like what was like successful, how do they navigate like our courses, and what was their journey like finding a job and things of that nature. And at times they're going to have their portfolios also like linked to that. Let me see if this one is no, this is an article that the university did. Let me like scroll down here. Sometimes, yeah, students have their portfolios link over here, but if not, let me just walk you to extension. And then go to the art and design. And then the professional program in UX design. And let's go to essentials of user experience. Now let me go back one level. Here, like visual design principles. So like click on Monica. It's a former student of us. And so here you can see her portfolio. Like this was the outcome of the visual design principles course. And she has here an interesting way to do a timeline. And that timeline was is reflected to when the course began and when the course like finished. And so like this is the look and feel like before, right? Like that was what she found on that website. And here is her branding strategy into redesigning that organization. Here are some, logo sketches and her design solution story. Here are, like the final, like outcomes, the master logo, the wordmark, logo variations, like color palette, like different color values, the CMYK, the RGB, the hexadecimal number, and so on. The typefaces that she chose to use for this brand, the mood board, And then over here, you're gonna start seeing like some components as rebranding this organization. So that's the business card, like front and back. That's the letterhead. Those are like CD covers. And then here are some videos that she put together, right? Some kind of like motion graphics. And then a brochure front and back. And then some collateral pieces. And then here you're gonna see the website that she came out with at the end. So that's the look and feel of the website, you know, sort of like a scroll page from like top to bottom. And so here it's sort of like a video. I'm not gonna click on that. And there's the prototype. And then, you know, like she closed it with her final notes. And you can see that project also on Behance. So like what we can also like share with you some websites from former students, and you're welcome to take a look at those on your own time. And I'm going to go back to the presentation. Gary, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to bring that back in case you were not able to write down the email or the website. There it is. Yeah, let us know if you have any questions, and we are here happy to answer those.
Yeah, so we're currently still working from home. So the best way to contact us is through email. Again, our email address is extension-usdesign@berkeley.edu. So thanks to everyone for coming. So keep your questions coming in. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.